I was chairing the International Oceans Advisory Initiative with about 35 nations. And so we organized a conference in Tripoli. Saif and I gave the opening speech. I brought, again, 5 other members of Congress. We finished the speech, and then we flew to Curt.
This was in 05.
05, to meet with the leader. And that's when I did something that you'll say is funny. I say it was historic. Because the leader had been doing what we wanted. He had been giving up the weapons of mass destruction. He had agreed to renounce terrorism and was cooperating. And his biggest concern was that he would be ostracized by the rest of the Middle Eastern leaders for taking this bold step to work with America. And I understand why he felt the concern there. And so when we finished the meeting, which was at midnight, out in the tent, out in the Sahara, and we were all sweaty and tired, as you can see by the photograph, I said, now, leader, you've done what we've asked you to do. But I want the American people to see perceptually that you really want to be a friend of America in the West. He said, what do you want me to do, Congressman? I said, well, America, we're big sports fans, and I'm a big sports fan. I said, I'm a baseball fan, but football, baseball. I said, I brought along a baseball hat. Can I give you the baseball hat? He said, sure. So he took it and smiled. He said, my son plays football. I said, would you wear the hat for me? I have the only photograph of Muammar Qaddafi in an American baseball hat. And the point is
What team?
Congress.
Uh-huh.
The point is that you can't accomplish things unless you talk to people. And I realize the Secretary of State can't come over here because she's an official representative of the President. I'm not. I don't represent our government now. I didn't back then, and we told him that. We were here as Congress. But when I saw where we were heading here, and I'm concerned about a civil war here.
So, excuse me, your last visit was 2005, right?
Yes. No. After I left Congress, I've been here a total of 7 times.
Oh, right. Excuse me. So 3 times when you were in
Congress. The first 3 official visits I led. And I came back in 07, and Suleiman Shahumi, who's a good friend of mine, chairman of the Foreign Affairs for Jamahiriya, begged me to go out to El Rabta to see the plant.
Right.
I said, Suleiman, I don't want to go out there. I took a day, went out to El Rabta, and saw with my own eyes the evidence of how they had, under UN supervision, taken all the precursing materials and agents out of what was to be a chemical weapons plant, and had turned it into the El Rabta pharmaceutical factory to produce AIDS, medications, and capsules for all of Africa. And I was in the process over the past several years of linking them up with international pharmaceutical companies. They're not paying me doing this because I felt very important to make that facility an international center for the production of AIDS capsules. And there are other things that we recommended that should have been done to engage the Libyan people and the American people, members of the Jamahiriya and the Congress, because, and this was something I did in a number of countries, if you don't develop a next generation of leadership among the emerging leadership in the private sector, and in this case the Jamahiriya, you don't know who to deal with. Today,
I hate
no
to say
one knows
this.
who to deal with.
What went wrong?
Well, it's
in
a
this
combination
process?
of things. And today we don't know who to deal with. We don't know who the emerging leaders are in Libya. And that's
Saif?
well, he's one of them.
Right.
But what about all the other people? I know leaders. I mean, the CEO
I mean,
of the Libyan National Oil Company is a good man. Shukri Ghanem is a good guy. The CEO of the Qaddafi Foundation, Dr. Joseph Sawani, is a good man. And I've seen some of the good work Saif's done. I mean, Sarkozy takes the claim for, getting the Bulgarian nurses out. It wasn't Sarkozy and his wife. It was Saif Gaddafi who twice got the nurses free when they were sentenced to death. I saw that. And he did that work behind the scenes. The Qaddafi Foundation was involved in landmine clearance, in funding humanitarian efforts in all the Muslim nations of the world, in setting up programs for anti-drugs and so forth. I mean, those are things that we have to recognize. Now, I would agree with the critics who say that over the past month, Saif has made some kind of dumb moves. And I said that in my op-ed. But I don't think Saif should be excluded from running for office in a new government where they have free and fair elections. And if he wants to stand for election, he should be allowed to stand for election. And so what we did is we composed a list of 9 or 10 or 8 or 10 items and presented them to the Chief of Staff.
Today?
And the response has been very positive.
You presented this today?
Yes.
Okay.
I've actually been working on this. They are not recommendations of our government, and they're just our ideas, my ideas, and what we think.
Could you summarize what the most important items are?
I would rather meet with the leader first And by the time you see me tonight, I will have met with the leader. And I would rather have you see his response to those items. All I would say to you is that we think we have what could become, and we're not here to negotiate for a government. Only the Secretary of State can do that. And I want to say this, I'm a Republican, but I have respect for Hillary Clinton. That hopefully will allow them to come together on a legitimate, immediate plan to cease the bombing on both sides.
Is there
To
precedent?
provide a new government structure, to have elections, and to move forward, which I think is doable.
Is there precedent for this kind of a trip where we're
Well, have you ever heard of Jimmy Carter? Is he still the president? How many trips has Jimmy Carter made? How about Bill Richardson? I mean, they're probably, I'm not here to argue over whether I'm allowed to be here. I'm not doing anything illegal. No one's paying me to be here. I came here, because I want to do something positive and want to help my government, whom I fully support, get out of what is a very difficult situation. And I'm not here to undermine Barack Obama. I happen to support him. I wish he would have controlled it with the Congress first, but I would have probably supported him with the decision he made, and I want to help them have the right options available to them to make a final decision and to determine what the final shape of, and that's all I'm doing. I'm putting out suggestions. But the unique advantage I have is I know Libya. I know the people here. And I know the leader, and the leader trusts me. He wouldn't have had his chief of staff reach out to me and invite me here if he didn't trust me. And so that's why I'm here. And if I wanted to do this as a press event, I would have been over with you guys. And I would have been doing press interviews every 5 minutes. And I've deliberately avoided doing these interviews. And I really didn't want to do these, but I don't want you to think I'm an ogre.